Well, great. Now we'll cut to our next section, and this is going to be one of my favourite ones. This is brand wars.
The science of advertising.
This is Mary. She's a Westfund member. And today, she's decided to take it off. Off her to-do list, that is. By getting a skin scan, thanks to Westfund and the Australian Skin Cancer Foundation. So, if you want health insurance that goes out of its way for members, switch to Westfund.
When I first got my licence, I never thought about how the sun would be affecting me in the car. I would spend a couple of hours a day driving to and from work. So I was unknowingly exposed all that time. I was given 12 to 24 months to live when I was diagnosed. So I told the boys that I had stage 4 melanoma, and to have 2 young sons that I might leave behind, I felt a lot of shame about that. The first time that I saw the sunburnt car, it was quite shocking to see human-like skin on that scale, with hair and moles and freckles and sunburn and peeling skin. My hope is that this project from Mycar stops other Aussie drivers from starting a skin cancer journey like mine.
2 ads, both riffing off skin, sun damage, skin cancer. We had Mycar, we had Westfund. Now, Battle of the Brands, who won that? But brutal truth, what's going on there?
Brutal truth, I think these are possibly, especially Mycar, one of the worst ads and distasteful ads I've seen in a long time.
In how long?
In a long time. Since pre-COVID.
There's a headline for you. Mycar, worst ad since COVID.
Worst. It is more a straw ad than it is a Mycar ad. They're clutching at straws, right? Clutching at straws. Can I ask you one thing about that ad, right? And remember, my view, ads, gain pleasure, avoid pain. Here we're avoiding the skincare pain. What is Mycar actually doing?
I don't know. What is it doing, KC?
I can't tell you. It wasn't clear.
So Battle of the Brands, who won? Are you just saying
Westfund.
Westfund won?
Out of those 2.
Because it was a less worse ad? Is that what you're trying to suggest? Or like what was about Westfund that gives them the chocolates today?
Westfund gets the chocolates, in my opinion, because it's like it was a benefit sell. If I'm a member, I can go and have a free skincare check.
Yeah.
Right? I understand. What was it doing? Can you in one sentence say, what did that ad do after? That's my take. Whether that's correct, if that's what they were promoting or not, or what the actual service is, is a separate issue. But that's my take on looking at that as a first glance.
Good. Anything else in either of those ads that they either did well or they did really poorly?
Both of them were high production value, I thought. So they were really good. Westfund got my attention straight away. Woman with no clothes walking through the streets gauges you because she's the clear standout of everyone else. The Mycar ad instead got me from an intrigue perspective because I'm looking at it going, where's this going? What's the punchline? Where's this going? But I could at no point make any connection between Mycar servicing and skin cancer.
So like you're a creative director, what would you have done differently for both quickly?
In a quick way, for the skincare one, I would have actually said what they're actually doing. For the Mycar one.
So what do you mean by that?
Well, what the actual cause is, what Mycar is doing for people with skin cancer or to help avoid it. Right? Because you look at that car and you go, cool, it's growing and it's getting sunburnt. The concept is sunburnt. But we all know that the car doesn't fade from the little drive you do to work, whether it's like she said, a few hours or not, right? And I think consumers look at that and go, call bullshit. I leave my car outside all day long. Of course the car is going to fade. It's not from my driving it. It's from the sun all day long. And I think that starts to then blow a bit of credibility from that perspective. Whereas if you say, hey, cool. Like you're driving, your problem is you're driving. You're not realizing it, but you're getting exposed. Bang! As a result of that, Mycar are doing complimentary, I don't know, window tinting, right? Whatever it is that they're doing. Or are they donating a percentage of every bit of sales to Skin Cancer Foundation? Like one of those things. It didn't clearly say this is what we're doing. Therefore, that's why I would go to Mycar. They badly used an emotional heartstring to play on your emotional point of earlier. You used emotion to pull me in to try to sell something commercially that I still didn't understand.
Yeah. Love it.
Yeah.
Do you want to go?
I reckon, Jono, it's better with this one if you pull apart that one first and we pull them apart individually.
Okay, so you want to go
because these
Mycar.
are very strongly bad.
I agree with you. I think it's very bold to say it's the worst ad in the last 5-6 years, but
That I've seen.
But you've seen,
That
you've
I've
seen a lot.
I've seen a lot of ads, and obviously you see a lot on socials and dig now. The barrier of entry is so low, so I see bad ads there daily, right? I'm talking about above the line TV in a decent channel. That would be one of the worst I've seen.
Cool. I'm going to go through 3 things of why both of these aren't good ads. Westfund is better, much better.
Without a doubt.
And I'm going to talk about partnerships first. So the first thing about partnerships or brand partnerships is like, I want to leverage that audience or I want to tap into that audience. So right now we're talking skin cancer predominantly. Like, is that a skin cancer audience that I want them to link to my brand? First of all, I would go debatable on both. Like for Health Fund, I'd say there's probably more upside because there is a link. But for Mycar, I don't understand the link at all. Why they built that fucking car that was like a human skin, that whole thing, if I've got repulse or aversion to that ad, as we were talking about before, what's the emotion that I'm linking to my brand? It's actually aversion all the way through. None of that I actually like or have positive emotion anchoring to Mycar. That's the first thing with it. It's like, do you remember Burger King?
Yep.
Where they had the moldy burger? Like they've got this moldy burger they're trying to go, it's organic and it's actually going to erode and it goes into nothing because it's all natural. No, clever. And this goes to boardroom brain. Smart idea, clever idea, but the execution, which is system 1, it's subconscious. What are you actually linking to it? I'm linking a moldy burger to my brand, which is what Burger King did. This is the same for Mycar. I'm linking skin cancer, something I don't want, to my brand. I go, be very careful with your partnerships, and this is a bad one in my view. I go, the execution of the actual ad. This has the vampire effect in it. If I didn't have this on a thread where I could actually see the sponsoring brand, I bet you if I surveyed 1,000 people, I'd be lucky to get 2 or 3 or 4 that would actually go, that's a Mycar ad. So that's a big production. They actually created this thing. It's an expensive ad that does nothing to drive sales and growth. So that's my ultimate measure of any ad. Is this going to drive revenue for the sponsoring brand? Absolutely not. To your point, there's probably a loose thread or bow that you could make, but I'm a hard no on it. So,
Yeah. And the other thing on it, it had none of their brand colours.
no, it didn't.
Nothing at all. So from a brand perspective, I saw one little glimpse at the beginning of white, which didn't have their blue.
Yeah.
From a brand perspective, it's just lacking.
But is that their saving grace? Because it's such a bad ad that you're not actually linked to it.
Yeah, but someone spent a lot of money making an ad that I would say, from a commercial creative perspective, it's not commercial. It's creative, but it's not commercially creative. It is not going to. I cannot see. I'd love to know what the results of that campaign were.
It'll do nothing. I don't even need to see it. It's a piece of art. It's not actually something that's going to drive revenue for a business. Yeah, because someone is an artist and they've created a piece of art and it's an ad, and that's the challenge with Boardroom Brain. I've got a clever idea, but it doesn't drive commercial outcomes or
I'd
success.
say it's also the issue, the challenge of which happens a lot, of creative non-commercially.
Totally.
Someone has had an idea. They've gone, I want to make this ad that's got these cool things. It's really clever, but it is not commercially going to actually move the needle for that client. Without a doubt, it would have gone backwards.
No, it's done nothing. It's just wasted budget.
Yep.
But again, like if I am looking at a tyre or auto shop, what's important to me? How does that link to Mycar? What separates Mycar from the rest of them? Mobile tyres going nuts now. Like servicing is a challenge. We've got cost of living oil. How do you actually help me? Is there a promo, a deal, or is there something else? I'd much rather something more direct response, deal orientated to get me in as a customer than having that sort of ad that doesn't link to the brand, but it doesn't do anything positive for the brand.
Well, that's a really interesting one about Mobile Tyre Shop. That is a really clear, good, simple brand solution that they're running. Not overly creative, but it resonates with who the customer is, bang on really well, and it gives you a good price solution as an alternative to a new solution to buy from them, right? We worked on many years ago a campaign which ran for several years. I can't remember exactly, but several years for UltraTune, which was a competitor to Mycar.
Yeah.
And these ads were they were risque dressed women.
You?
Huh?
Was this you?
Yeah. Yeah, they were
in the like plaid leather.
Yeah, they were called the Rubber Girls because the first ones that they did, they were wearing tight rubber outfits, and obviously it was promoting tires, right?
Yeah,
was the first lot. But that campaign, now many argued and complained that it did bad brand damage to UltraTune, but its whole thing was around selling their roadside assist.
Yeah,
which was the main thing, which is why they were so extreme. It was a new product for them.
Was that the girls that got stuck in the car and there was a train coming or something? Was that
they got
one?
stuck in a train? They got stuck in a car wash. They got stuck on the edge of a cliff. We hung a Porsche over the edge of a cliff, and then had a UltraTune roadside helicopter come and actually get them as they climbed up out of it. And these, despite the many complaints, one of the goals was evolved to getting in the 3AW top 12 complained about ads. Now, people would complain, and the company had really good data analysis at the time. They actually found that they were getting more than doubled in earned media from what they were actually spending from the publicity of them. Their sales were way higher each time each one of those campaigns would launch than any other campaign they'd done historically, which was just like...
See, how interesting is this? Because I go, most clients aren't bold and they aren't courageous. So the one thing I'll say about Mycar is huge credit and kudos. That is bold, courageous.
Yep.
If actually going live with that, because that's not what most people would do. So huge kudos for doing it. It's just, in my view, the wrong, bold, courageous decision. Whereas if you go... Auto-tune, was it? UltraTune. Do you know, bold, courageous, but linking back to Liquid Death, they created two characters that were memorable. They were like porn stars or something like that.
The UltraTune one, yeah, there was it's questionable where they actually came from. We might save that one for another conversation. But what worked really well there, probably like Liquid Death, is it worked with it related to a lot of their customer, right? Their customer in all different types of cars, areas and suburbs that they live in, where their highest and managed servicing is. That was a lot of their interest, V8 supercars was a big part of their sponsorships that they used to do. When you look at partnerships prior, it kind of worked. Like, there's an audience that...
A heavy trade demo was there,
A heavy trade demo, right? So that worked well, and they were happy to go with the backlash that came from it. Not every client...
No, but I think one of the challenges right now is how do you get fame? And fame is so important. How do you become known? And what you actually become known for and what you end up becoming famous for can also be really different.
And that's where I think Mycar has they've pushed it to something, like you're playing on an emotional thing here. Like, some people are going to look at that and go, yeah, okay. Others are going to be like, well, I am a target demo of that, but I had skin cancer. That's not cool. You're trying to commercialize on it.
Totally.
And I think you would lose a big percentage of people.
Agree. Now, Westfund. Now, what they did well, it was a positive emotion. The music attached to it actually built into the emotion. They did get attention, like they were very deliberate with a girl walking through half naked. They did have Westfund branded in the opening sequence as well, which a lot of these ads you don't. Where they literally run the ad and they'll try and brand it in the last 2 or 3 seconds, whereas we're looking at emotion. Where is that peak of our emotion a cascade? And how do I anchor my brand to it? So they did have their orange colours and orange stamps. So someone has thought about the detail. Now, the challenge I have with Westfund is it didn't really tell me anything or give me anything as like, why should I go to Westfund through to any other organisation? And I think the interesting thing, if I was looking at health insurers, we've done some deep insights that there's a brand called AIA that have partnered with the AFL. I'm not sure if you've seen their sponsorship, but that's all about feel good, get healthy.
Yep.
And they are absolutely crushing it with this positive get healthy. Even Medibank with Parkrun, it's this positive get healthy, and they're anchoring their brand to this real positive, and that's that partnership I'm talking around. Whereas this is actually skin cancer. It's a negative style partnership. You're anchoring it to a territory that's not so much of being healthy. So I think that's just the interesting category or interesting.
I think with that's a really good point you've just mentioned, because there's a percentage of people that do just go for the healthier living, that kind of thing, and positivity. But there's also a percentage of people that linger in that like kind of avoid pain, negativity. That's what you were talking about before,
right?
And that does tick that of like, oh well, I want to avoid that. I'll sign up with them if I get a free skincare check. Right?
But shouldn't have that been in the offer then? Like that feels like the missing loop. So if you've built up this amazing narrative and it's like, I want to help someone that's potentially in the zone, which is right for skin checks and skin cancers, that's a big thing. But I've built this up to free skin checks, or it's like join up now and you get $1,000 worth of free skin checks for the next. Like, should that have been
that
part
should
of the
have
message?
exactly been what the ending should have been, and that would have turned a standout or creative concept that's catching attention into a good performing commercially creative ad, right? That last bit, if they had a shave maybe 5 seconds off the end of it, maybe 5, 10, something like that. I didn't actually see the full runtime of it. But if that gave you then a clear straight offer at the end, sign up now, get 2 free skin care checks a year or whatever that might be, you go, cool, I know now why I'm signing up now, right? Otherwise, without that, it's sort of like, cool. I understood the girl walking down. I understood it was Westfund, but it actually didn't really say health insurance or properly.
No, I don't think it hit. And this is brand performance.
Yep.
I think they're both.
Yep.
It's just what is your time horizon for getting your performance outcome? So what I mean by that, if I'm making a brand ad, any brand ad I've been involved with, anything from Jeeps through to like you name it, you actually see an uptick in performance, even if it doesn't have an offer or a call to action. You see an increase in performance day one.
Yeah.
Most people go, it's brand, it's for tomorrow's customer, you're not going to see it. But no, bullshit, because there's people shopping today. If your message really relates, they're going to perform. Now, the challenge I have with Westfund is I think it's a nice ad, it's a safe ad, it's done a good job. I don't think it's very memorable, and I don't think Westfund is that memorable within the brand. No. The concept is the hero. The girl is actually the hero. Westfund is trying to anchor off it. And that's where I'd go, this is vampire effect as well. It's like I've seen the ad, but I can't actually recall the sponsoring brand.
Yeah, without it out. And they had so many opportunities to actually do that. You could have, because it didn't need to go as long as it did.
Yeah.